In terms of fire prevention, the recommendations from the inquiry were actually pretty disappointing. I mean, it was a whole week of the inquiry that discussed the fire prevention aspects. And there's really only two recommendations to talk about. That's recommendation number 4, which went to the government, saying that all of the mine needs to bring forward work plan variations that say you need to deal with fire risk in your work plan. The thing is, GDF Suez already was dealing with fire risk in their work plan, but it just wasn't happening well enough. So to just bring that forward, there's not really much reassurance, I think. And the only other recommendation that dealt with fire prevention was recommendation number 15, which was a recommendation to GDF Suez. So there's not that much the state government can actually do about implementing that and making sure it happens. And as I said before, a lot of the recommendations were just about having a plan or reviewing a plan or planning to have a review. And that's exactly what this one recommendation sounds like. So it's basically saying that GDF Suez should get a consultant and come up with some kind of plan to reduce the risk of fire. They had that in 2006 after one fire, and they had it in 2008 after another fire. They keep getting told they need to come up with a plan to reduce the risk of fire, but they're clearly not doing anything because the fire happened. So I think just asking them to do the same thing again is not really going to help. I think it was Einstein who said that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So we're in this situation where we know that just asking them to come up with a plan to reduce the fire risk isn't going to do anything. We need something a lot more concrete. And in terms of concrete steps that could be taken, for me and in the papers within the last couple of weeks we've seen, there's one really concrete solution here, and that's to accelerate the rehabilitation at the mine and at all the coal mines really. So there was a lot of discussion at the inquiry about rehabilitating the mine. All the experts agree that the best way to stop a coal mine from catching on fire is to rehabilitate it. So that's, they've got steep sides, the rehabilitation is sort of flattening it out, covering it with earth and clay, planting trees and grass, so it's no longer a coal mine, it's now just more like the surrounding countryside.